morning, book friends. Welcome or welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Mel and I'm so pleased to have you here. I am currently putting on socks. There is work happening outside my door, so I apologize for the noise. But today is Friday. It's the last day of our 9 to 5 for the week, and I thought in this little video that I would bring you along for my weekend of busyness, really, book busyness. So I have a lot of Riverina Readers Festival tasks to do. Sorry, you can only see my eyes. Tomorrow morning I have a festival meeting with my committee. We're going to be finalizing some really exciting things. We're 2 months away from the festival, so I thought it would be really fun to kind of document and bring you along and show you what kind of things we're chatting about at our meetings, and maybe actually tell you some of the authors that are coming, because that's very exciting. Hold on 2 seconds, let me grab. I'm currently reading Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. I am enjoying it. It is taking a little while to ramp up and get into things. I feel like the reveals are happening quite slow. It's about a couple who are tethered together magically, and every time that they get to turning 18, they murder one another because there's a curse of some sort and they can't stay alive and we don't know why, and we're going through all these different time periods. The most current time period is 2022 and it's in Wales, but like we're going back to Russia, we're going back to Algeria, we've been in like Rio de Janeiro. It's really fun to see how their relationship changes over the years. So I really want to finish this weekend because I have another exciting book that I want to get onto, which is Special Delivery by Lisa Ronald. I had the pleasure of meeting Lisa last night. She was at my local library doing a talk. It was beautiful to meet her, and her book is just sounding like the best rom-com that I may have read in a long time. So thanks to Lisa, we have a lovely signed copy. So I kind of want to finish this before I go on to this, because it's really drawing me in. So pretty much this weekend we're going to be reading, we're going to be festivaling. I'll also take you through like some bits and pieces that I prep and plan and schedule for the Riverina Readers Festival social medias. So I thought it might just be a little nice weekend to come along with me, see the life of what it's like running a book festival. So I hope you enjoy. You'll see all little random clips here, but I look forward to bringing you along. Grab a cup of tea, grab a cup of coffee, and let's jump in. Good evening, book friends. We have made it to the end of the working day. Peach and I are here. We are just about, there we are. We're just about to have some dinner. We've just cooked a very simple stir fry. And in all honesty, my brain is very busy at the moment between professional work, personal life, and voluntary commitments that I have and creations that I have, e.g. the festival. My brain is working overtime at the moment. So tonight is a kind of low night, a night that I need to recoup my battery, my mental health battery, but my social health battery as well. We have kind of postponed commitments that we had for this evening and for the weekend, because I'm recognizing that I need some time for me to just decompress. We're going to turn on a few of my favorite booktubers, because I have not been on YouTube all week, which for me is abnormal because that's my me time. So we're going to watch some Rachel Catherine, we're going to watch some Emmy Rossum, and we might also watch some Reagan from Peru's Project, because I haven't caught up on their lives this week, and that I need to do to help my brain function. So we're gonna have a very relaxed evening. Peach is about to stretch herself out, so we're probably gonna be snuggling up for a little while. Time to snug. My brain feels so much happier and quieter and settled now that I have watched my regular YouTubers. I have not talked to a soul. I enjoyed a beautiful dinner and Peach obviously knew I needed some loving tonight and she sat curled up with me for hours. So if you kind of want some regular YouTubers to watch, I would highly recommend Emmy Reads. She's Scottish. She reads a lot of romantasy. She's started reading like dark romance, but she also reads an odd contemporary romance, which is really enjoyable. I also really like Laura Reads, who she is also like Laura Homebody. She reads a lot of dark romance, dark mafia romance. I also watched Rachel Catherine, who she's Australian. She is around the same age as I am, so I don't know, I kind of feel like I can relate to her life. And she reads a lot of contemporary romance, romantasy. She kind of also like dabbles in cozy fantasy as well. Her monthly TBR videos and monthly wrap-ups are also really great. If you want an American recommendation, I would go to Peru's Project. That's Reagan. She's in Texas. I have watched Reagan since I was probably like 17 and she was just starting YouTube. Like I remember her back in the day sitting in front of a little bookshelf with red lipstick on and like she was really young and really fresh, and it's just so crazy. I've talked to a friend before who watches YouTube regularly as well. She and I were both kind of saying it's crazy when you've watched someone's life for so long and you might watch them, you know, meet their partner, they'll get married, they bought their house and like, I don't know, they've built their library room, or you know, they got the job that they loved and now they're doing YouTube full time, or all of these wonderful successes that they've had in their life. Like you've watched it as it's happened as well, and it's always been really exciting. I don't know, I guess I had a friend say to me, I really like the fact that you're doing these videos and it's obviously something you're really passionate about, but kind of like, why do you do them? And my response was, well, I've watched YouTube for so long and I've felt like I've been part of someone's life for so long that I kind of felt like just posting pictures all the time on one or two different social media, you know, channels is only so much of the reading experience. To be able to do long form videos and actually talk to you a little bit more like this is how I talk to my friends in real life. It's how I communicate. It's kind of like showing you how I communicate when I'm talking about books. Resetting as I go into the weekend is always something that I prioritize when I can. That helps me now really look forward to picking up my current read, which is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. Let's get reading and let's snuggle up because it is getting cold. Hello friends. In between eating my lunch quickly, because I'm in that weird stage where I've like finished the festival meeting this morning but then have an appointment at 3 o'clock. It's now 2 o'clock, so I've got like that little window of time where like you can kind of start something but you can't start something. So I thought I would share a little bit of what's kind of happening behind the scenes with running a book festival at the moment. We are 2 months out from the book festival actually taking place, so a lot of our discussions surround finances, promotion, making sure we have enough infrastructure set up for the day. So by that I kind of mean chairs, signing tables, banners, making sure we've got microphones, making sure we've got a stage set up, making sure we have safe wayfinding, and that we've also got a safe surrounding area as well of the festival. So for example, this year we're taking place in a location that is very close to our local art gallery and also very close to our local library. So it's about having communications with those spaces to say, hey, we're happening at this time. Also cafes really close by, different events that are happening in the city at the time as well. A lot of this pre-promotion time is about making sure everyone knows that we're operating, making sure people engage with those areas as well, because we want not only our readers to come to the festival, but we want them to experience the Riverina too. We talked about grants today. If you don't know what grants are, which when I was new to a lot of my different areas of my job, but also this, you know, starting a book festival, applying for grants was something that was new to me. So a grant is essentially when a federal, state or local body will have money set aside within their business enterprise, within their organization or not-for-profit to give away to community projects. And that can be anything from $500 to $500,000. We have been successful in a lot of grants, but we've also been unsuccessful in a lot of grants. We also talked about sponsorships. So this is the cover of the booklet that I've created, and a lot of this is being sent out in digital format through a lot of emailing that I'm doing to local and regional businesses, organizations and not-for-profits who we would be really open to seeing them collaborate with us and work with us. A sponsorship or a partnership is of a monetary value to the festival. So in exchange for us putting your logo on all of our websites, on our digital newsletters, on our social media. It could also be on our printed posters or on our bookmarks and our program. It could also be verbal recognition in saying, you know, this panel of the festival is brought to you by this person. Or when we're getting interviewed on the radio or TV, we're saying this festival and this panel is happening because this business, enterprise or not-for-profit or organization has provided this funding to us in the value of a sponsorship. This is something that we've explored this year. We didn't do this last year, but we wanted to be more engaged and have more buy-in from local and regional businesses as a way to promote them to our readers and our captive audience, but also as a way to stay really connected in our region. That has been a document that I've worked on over the past week. We also finalized a really exciting creative piece that a local young person has developed for us. It's a colouring TBR reading sheet. So with all the authors that we have lined up for the festival this year, we've had this illustrator develop a whole A4 scape illustration that is like book piles of either on the spine, names, titles and author names that as you read the book in anticipation of the festival and meeting that author, you can colour it in and it'll be a digital and a print design. So that's really exciting. And by the time this video goes live, that will probably be live on our website. So you can certainly go and have a look at that. That's very fun. We also talked about designing our posters, the social media content, the designs of that, how we want that to look and how we want that to feel. We also talked about when our tickets go live, which by the time this video goes up, our tickets will be live. So if you are local to the Riverina, or even if you are around Australia somewhere and you would like to come to our festival, you can go to the link that I will put in the bio and you can come. It would be really fun to see you. And we have so many authors that are attending this year who are best-selling Australian and international authors. Many of them are award-winning. So many of them have a slew of backlist books. We have Rachel Johns headlining our festival, who is just an Australian powerhouse. She writes contemporary women's fiction and rural fiction. She's won so many Romance Ruby awards. She's such a leader in the female writing and reading space for Australia, and it's just really special to have someone like her coming and promoting not only what she does but also speaking to what we do in our community. I feel like we really resonate quite closely. We've also got Maya Linnell, who is a dear, beautiful friend and author. Stella Quinn is also a romance, rural life fiction author. We have a crime fiction panel again this year, and very excitingly we have a bibliotherapist coming. So this is kind of a little bit different to have a bibliotherapist coming to a book festival. This is something that I really wanted to explore because our whole value set and mission is that we promote and value reading in all of its forms, whether it be a physical book, an audio book, an ebook, if you enjoy graphic novels and manga and illustration and pictures, however you consume stories and reading, we want to promote that. A bibliotherapist, what their profession is to actually understand what book they could recommend you at the time of you going through social, emotional, psychological challenge and distress, and that book will help guide you on your healing path and journey. So to have her come and speak to our community of readers about the fact that reading is actually therapeutic and that it is
seriously wonderful for our mental, physical and emotional well-being. It's just really cool and a really unique and different offering. We had 4 of our 6 committee members there who make up our reading team. Which was fantastic. They provide me with so much grounding and such a wonderful different perspective, because a lot of these processes and ideas and a lot of what I've been doing, I just have been chugging through and it's all living in my own brain. But once I put it on paper and I'm able to talk to them as a group, that communication and connection and them seeing things with a different lens allows what my initial idea was to completely flourish and grow into what I was hoping for it to be. I will see you in the next clip. I hope to do some reading, but now after this meeting, I need to do a bit of work and I also need to do the minutes. So I will touch base with you in a few hours.
Morning book friends, the chop is chopping. We are going to be curls galore. This morning I've just been prepping a sit down video that I'm actually going to film today. Listen to the Maggies, which you will see before this video goes up, and it is going to be a recommendation video, fiction books that are about books, because I, as a reader, love reading books that are set around bookshops, set around libraries, set around publishing, or it could be someone who's a writer. I think if you are a real book lover through and through, you will also love books about books. I'm going to do a quick edit of a few photos to put up on social media, so I thought I would talk you through what I'm doing with that. I also need to make a cake for my neighbors, and I still didn't go and get my nails done yesterday, so I'm going to go and get that done. I have 2 beautiful books, very kindly, one from Allen and Unwin and one from HarperCollins, that I had been approved for on NetGalley, so I need to download those onto my Kindle. Something I do want to do actually, which I'm going to show you, is I want to download some bookish prints off Etsy. I want to support some small artists, whether it be like digital illustration or like graphics type of stuff, because I know Laura Reeds does Paperback Honey and she has some gorgeous prints, and like $10-15 to download the digital print, and then you can go and get it printed and put it in a frame and make like a gallery wall. So that's something I do really want to do, because A, it'll look gorgeous, and B, it would be a really nice backdrop. Just going to do some editing of a few photos. 4 in particular is what I'm envisaging for Instagram and Facebook. So one is a picture of the author, and then that'll be followed by their book that they'll be promoting, and then another will be the author and the book. So I'm doing a carousel of 4 images. The idea is that these authors are actually returning authors, so I want to highlight the fact that you will see them again. So I'm just kind of going to do some placements of what feel good, and then I'm also going to put in our assets, which look like this. So this year our theme for the festival is opening doorways, so really wanted to tap into that magical kind of feeling and the sense that when you read fiction, you do open a doorway into new books, new lives, new people, new ways of experiencing things. This is Gabrielle Tozer. She's going to be opening our festival as a moderator, but she's also an author. So here is her book. Here's her book. I think I want to do maybe the book. No, not vibing it. I think I'm going to grab this little 3 combo that I have there. I've just copied that. Just going to move that here, spin that around so that kind of touches slightly. I think I also want to put our little badge icon here. I think it would be nice on the left, and then on this one we're going to put it down there on the right. I am someone who just really likes being creative and have played in something like Canva for years. For work I do a fair bit of play in Canva, which is really nice. I'm just kind of thinking I want to chop out this is Jack Heath's legs so I think I just want to chop his legs out and just put that beautiful plant in the background so that you still look at Solari but you have a different kind of situation happening there in the background. A couple of stars and a little baby one there. We're just going to put that down there again. Number 1. So that's Gabby. That's Gabby's book with our assets of the stars and our logo. This is Solari Gentle, who's coming back for the year, as is Gabby. And that's her book. Okay, so I'm now in the process of placing these photos and images. So I'm going to start with Gabby. She's number 1, and I'm going to follow that with her book. Then I'm going to have Solari, and the reason I'm like clipping the, like squeezing these is because I just want to make sure the full image is in there. And then followed by Solari's book. So we're going to go next. They're all placed the way I wanted to. Like I said before, picture of the author, their book, picture of the author, their book. I'm going to start with music. Something that I've done for last year's festival and this year's festival that I've really enjoyed is every post in the lead up for like the 2 months of promotion, I've actually used the same song. And so part of my thinking in that is the moment that we post something and someone hears that song, they recognize and click that it's Readers Festival. I purposely choose like a jazzy, soft, really inviting and cozy and warm type of music because that's the environment and feel of our festival. So last year, I can't remember what I used, but it was a bit more upbeat actually. And so this year I've chosen Let's Fall in Love by Ella Fitzgerald, mostly because I love Ella Fitzgerald, but also we have a lot of romance and female fiction this year, so I thought that would be really nice. The Riverina as our location. Something I do like to do is add a reminder, so I'm going to do Riverina Readers Festival. And so this is something that you can continue to select and people can actually set it as a reminder. So hopefully it lets me go all the way to July. So on Saturday the 12th of July at 9 o'clock, our Readers Festival starts. So I'm going to set that as a reminder. I'm not going to put an end date. I'm just going to put stars and a love heart because that's our kind of theme and vibe this year. And so that will sit there. So I'll show you what that looks like. Let's hit share. Groovy. Here we are. If I hit this little calendar in the corner, so if I turn that off, if I hit this little calendar in the corner, that is a reminder for people to be able to click, and that will set an automatic reminder on their Instagram. Then if you flick to that side, it gives you your tags. If I go back to our profile, there's now a beautiful picture of Gabby right there, ready for people to have a look at and for her to accept as collaborator. Okay everyone, this is the wall, these are the graphics. Probably reading Romantasy. Thank you so much, Laura Reeds. Then we've also got little Oscar with our butterflies, Quicksilver, nightmares. We've got our little pussycat. He's super duper cute. And I got this little frame from Kmart of a little coloured green. So I thought that would like be a nice little pop. This is going to be very rogue, me putting these up. I'm not someone who plans when it comes to putting stuff on walls. I just do. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry it's a bit glary, but look at it. Look at that. Look at him. He's super duper cute. It's done. Hello friends, it is now like 2 weeks later, but I wanted to come on here and end off this vlog. Readers Festival is live. Tickets are going really well. Authors are so excited to be coming. I ended up DNFing our Infinite Fates, which you will see in my May wrap-up video. I was a bit disappointed actually to have to DNF it, but anywho, there are reasons why I did. I have been and gone to a trip to Sydney and also Byron Bay. I did lots of book shopping. I finally got to go and see Dimmicks in Sydney, which I was just so pleased to go and do. Wanted to visit there for ages and ages and ages. And I am now about to start Silver Elite by Danny Francis, which I am hearing such good things about. Dystopian, bit like Hunger Games, bit like Divergent, but people are also saying it has the same feels of like Fourth Wing. And maybe Quicksilver as well, because I absolutely loved Quicksilver. She's already in a bit of a rough state because she's done some traveling, but I don't mind a book that's a little bit rough around the edges. I hope you have enjoyed this little behind the scenes of what my weekends can look like when I'm in a busy kind of delivery period and lead up to the Readers Festival, which is always so exciting. So I hope you have a lovely week and I will see you in the next one very soon. Bye.